Paying $1 million for ocean views is the worst retirement strategy in 2026. Malibu gives you stress and HOA emails. Ocean Shores, Washington gives you peace, a median home price around $310,000, and a crime rate lower than 70% of Washington cities. Let that sink in. We're diving into underrated coastal towns where the cost of living sits near or below average. The crowds are manageable, and the lifestyle actually slows your heart rate. The catch? Fog, mist, mosquitoes, and bridges that bottleneck. You can handle quirks. Can your portfolio handle a status zip code? You think you're buying calm with that ocean view. You're not. You're buying a monthly stress subscription with a fancy zip code on the label. The dream sells itself. Sunset deck, sea breeze, friends texting, wait, is that your balcony? It feels like a lifetime win. Then the bills roll in like high tide and never roll back out. Let's break it down. You close on that $1 million coastal place because it's safer than the market. The first month, the property tax hits. The second month, your homeowner's insurance gets reassessed because the carrier doesn't love wind, salt, or roofs within sniffing distance of a wave. The HOA, they have opinions. Landscaping, gate maintenance, beach access keys. You want the vibe, you pay for the vibe. And every weekend, the rentals flood in. New plates, new coolers, new noise. But here's the catch. The Instagram piece doesn't include the leaf blowers at 7 a.m. The street that seemed quaint now hosts daily parking chess. Delivery drivers take your open driveway as an invite. Short-term rental turnover means different neighbors every 48 hours, so your block feels like a lobby with trash day energy. By Wednesday, you're Googling soundproof windows and staring at the invoice like it's a prank. Now the math. On a $1 million note, even a conservative mortgage lands in the mid-four figures monthly. Add coastal homeowners insurance that keeps creeping. Add HOA fees that nibble every quarter. Add utilities you didn't expect. Salt air eats metal, so fixtures, door hardware, even outdoor lights get replaced faster. It's like termites in a beach shack, except the termites have calculators and a direct debit. The research is clear on the trend line, even without drilling into one town. On exposed coasts, insurance premiums have been rising. Flood maps keep shifting. The maintenance curve isn't kind by the water. Salt and wind shorten the life of roofs, paint, and HVAC. So that 5-year refresh turns into 3, and the quote makes your shoulders tense. The house doesn't hate you. The ocean just taxes everything it touches. Add the human factor. Tourist hubs draw more petty theft. Porch piracy spikes when packages pile up on streets with constant guest turnover. Traffic does the slow grind thing. A simple pharmacy run becomes a mini road trip at 4 p.m. because a beach event turned your boulevard into a parking lot. You didn't move to the coast to memorize alternate routes like a rideshare driver, but now you can recite them. You want a little local color? The HOA thread flames out over mailbox paint shades while you're wiring 4 figures a month just to stand still. Someone suggests a uniform doormat. Someone else files a noise complaint about gulls. You're sitting there, doing quick math on roof replacement timelines, and the committee wants to talk about the visual harmony of address numbers. It's comedy. Expensive comedy. So here's the thing. The problem isn't the ocean. The ocean is the asset. The problem is the inflated market orbiting the ocean, where prestige becomes a lifestyle tax. You're paying a premium to perform coastal living while your blood pressure and budget carry the cost. You can keep the waves and dump the status. There are towns that trade hype for sanity and leave actual money in your pocket. You're not ready for what's next because the math flips. Same soundtrack, fewer neighbors, fewer swipes from your account. The next stop is north, quieter, and built for a long, calm exhale. What if you kept the ocean soundtrack and cut the bill to a third? Welcome to Ocean Shores, Washington. Median home price sits around $310,000. Crime rate lower than 70% of cities in the state. And the kicker for retirees. Washington takes 0 from your pension or 401k withdrawals at the state level. That's not vibes, that's cash flow. But here's the catch. The town runs on mist. Your jacket will have a default setting called damp. The nightlife is a quiet dog walk at 8:30 and lights out by 10. You swap cocktail rooftops for porch blankets and the soft hiss of the Pacific. Can you trade sizzle for serenity? If yes, the math starts smiling. Let's break it down. On a $310,000 home, Assume 20% down and a standard 30-year note. Your principal and interest can land roughly in the low to mid four figures. Taxes and insurance stack on top, but they don't explode the budget. Compare that to a $1 million coastal mortgage, where your monthly pity jumps into a very different league. Same ocean noise, radically different burn rate. And then that no state income tax. Pull $60,000 from retirement accounts? The state's take is zero. That can cover travel, a new roof fund, or the world's most overbuilt rain gear closet. Cost of living sits near or below the national average, which feels almost illegal for a beach town. Utility bills chill out because the climate is cool nearly year-round. Less air conditioning, less spike your bill heat. You'll spend some on dehumidifiers and gear that survives salty air, but the AC monster never shows up. And with a population under 7,000, the town sidesteps the seasonal chaos that turns other coasts into theme parks. Fewer cars, fewer lines, more actual calm. Healthcare check. You've got local clinics for primary care and urgent care needs. For bigger stuff, plan a drive. You'll head to hospitals in Aberdeen or Hoquiam, typically a 25 to 40-minute run depending on conditions. Major metro specialists are a day trip, not a corner store. Compare that to a California coastal ER where your quick visit becomes a 4-hour masterclass in waiting room anthropology. Here, the pace is slower, but the line is shorter. Lifestyle is the opposite of performative. Wide, open beaches where your nearest neighbor is a mile of sand away. Fewer tourists, which means you can actually hear the waves. The calendar skews local, farmers market Saturdays, community events, small town parades. Your porch becomes the VIP lounge, and the dress code is fleece plus coffee. It's the kind of quiet that lets you unpack your shoulders and forget where you put your phone because nobody needs you for an hour. Risks and trade-offs are real. The weather is a mood board of gray. Moisture gets in everything. You'll wipe down patio furniture more than you'd like. Salt air shortens the life of metal and exterior finishes, so plan for steady upkeep. And yes, you'll see tsunami route signs. That's not doom. It's a planning prompt. Keep a go bag. Know your route. Prepared beats paranoid. So here's the thing. For many retirees, Ocean Shores isn't a downgrade. It's a nervous system reset with a healthier balance sheet. You lose the status flex and gain actual time, less noise, and more money left over at the end of the month. If the goal is a life that runs cooler and costs less, this town checks the boxes. And if you want a wider menu of under-the-radar coasts that keep the peace and cut the bill, we've got a whole bench lined up. Some warmer, some quirkier, all built to save you money without taxing your nerves. Here's the flex, not a famous zip, but buying back time, calm, and cash flow. You trade bragging rights for lower burn rate and a quieter nervous system. That's the move. Would you swap sun-soaked status for misty peace if it meant safer streets and thousands saved each year? Comment quiet coast or status coast. I want to see where you land. Like this video so the algorithm thinks I'm important. Subscribe because someday you'll want to escape. We're lining up 9 more underrated beach towns where the math works and the pace drops. You're not ready for what's next, but your budget is.